Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation homebrew news and much, much more. So today I've got a jam-packed episode, so let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. First up, for those that are still playing Elden Ring, which I think that's actually a lot of people, and that thinks that the game is too hard, which I also think is a lot of people, well, Lappy has you covered yet again with the Elden Ring Easy Mod 1.09. So if we take a look at what this includes, so this will allow you to reduce the damage by 50%, increase your attack by 25%, 10x rune, and then 2x player hit radius, 2x crimson, Tears heal, and then weapon reinforcement only required one material. And it looks like game performance and usability has also been improved. Now, if you want to go to this mega.nz site, that will simply carry you over here to this URL, and then you'll need to go to this other URL that's located right here. Now, once you get there, you will notice that this is 8.08 gigabytes. So if you already have the Elden Ring base game, then you would want to apply this 1.09 update from this URL right here, which will also include those enhancements that Lappy mentioned in that screenshot, which was these just right here. Okay, so next up, there was this new tool that came out called PS4 Themes. And it was a new tool for custom permanent themes. So one click, very easy to use, and a bunch of new themes were added. So here is the download link, and they tagged me, so I've been getting these likes pretty much all day. I did go ahead and run the application on my local machine just so I could show it to you before you download it. And here is what that application looks like. You simply punch in your IP address and it uses port 1337. Now, keep in mind here, you will need to use InoriRus FTP because that is the one that uses the PS4 FTP port of 1337. So again, you will need to grab InoriRus FTP. So once you punch in that information there, you can see here is what the normal PlayStation looks like. You can take a look at the PlayStation 5 theme. There is a gold theme that's included, a GTA 5 theme, as well as a God of War, a Grand Theft Auto 4, Spider-Man, Far Cry 6, Horizon, and then Horizon Forbidden West, Red Dead Redemption, and then Watch Dogs. And then there is a bunch of other fonts that you can use on your PlayStation 4 system. So anyway, this tool does look pretty cool. I did try out the PS5 theme here, and it did obviously work, or I wouldn't be telling you all that this is available. The theme did work. My background did not change, however, but as far as all of the different types of logos and so forth, it did work on my PlayStation 4. So again, over here, thanks to these people for making this application. I do believe that this is in the very early state, so hopefully it will be getting better as time goes by. And then one other thing to note here is that if you do have a PS4 on 6.72 all the way up to 9.00, then your system is supported for these themes and for this application. And you do need a direct link to InoriRus FTP. You can click just right here and it will take you there. Okay, next up, let's talk a little bit about emulation. So there was this PS4 and PS5 emulator that came out, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but it's Kyty, so Kyty. Maybe that's it. I'm not exactly sure, but it says here, it's possible to run some simple games for PlayStation 4 and Homebrew that we currently have for the PlayStation 5. It says there may be graphics glitches, crashes, freezes, and low frames per second. It's okay for now. Features that are not implemented: audio input output, MP4 video, network, multi-user, and then the path to the save data folder is hard-coded and can't be configured. Now, there was a couple of screenshots in here for the PlayStation 4. So this one is Worms WMD, and then there was another game that was down here. And then finally, there was these screenshots, which was more of just the proof of concept for PlayStation 5 Homebrew. So as far as supported platforms goes, at least for building, it looks like Windows 10, x64, and here is the tool chain and then some of the supported versions. Again, you can donate if you would like to help support the project here. Now, there was a video that came out over here by Brutal Sam that showed that emulator running in action. I'm just going to go ahead and play one little section of it here. And there is the PlayStation 5 Homebrew that is running. And if we skip into this a little bit more, then we can see a PlayStation 4 game running. And there we go. It's called Black Hole, which I'm not familiar with this game at all. Okay, so again, a very kind of simple game that's currently out. I think I might take a bit of a deeper look into this game or into this emulator, and maybe I may do another full kind of video on this. But in the meantime, definitely check out Brutal Sam's video right over here. And I just was skipping around a bit, and you can tell there is very low frames per second that's going on here. And here is the Worms game, Worms WMD. And so there it is. So again, this is really early stages for an emulator, especially for PlayStation 4. And this is also for PlayStation 5. So usually these emulators come years and years after the system's out before they've actually perfected it, like we see today with things such as like the Nintendo and the Game Boy Advance and so forth. But definitely a cool project to check out nonetheless. Now, if you want the PlayStation 5 SDK samples, there is actually a link to them that you can check out right here. It's setting at 3.20 gigabytes. Again, these are just samples of Homebrew for the PlayStation 5. Again, these samples existed with previous versions of the PlayStation, but they have been made to work with the PlayStation 5. Again, all credits to this goes out to Control Execute and to Brutal Sam for putting this into the links here. Next up, we've got some new icons. So this is icons that are now available for download. The link is below. So there's 21 games, 6 Homebrew apps, and then 4 system apps. So it says, these are the apps and the games that I have that I use. Feel free to request other one. And if we zoom in on these just a little bit, then you can see there is a number of different new icons that you can take advantage of. So for the most part, where you would probably want to use these is if you have the game on your jailbroken PlayStation 4 and maybe you don't quite like the icon that it came with. Obviously, you can use Lappy's icon mask to replace the icon on your system with one of these. And so again, I went ahead and downloaded this so you don't have to. And we'll just take a quick tour at the different types of icons that comes with it. So Apollo, Bully, Cyberpunk, Dead Island, Far Cry 6, FIFA 22, The Gallery, Ghost, Homebrew Store, Horizon, Martha is Dead, which is a great game, by the way. I started playing that last Friday. You should all check it out. Need for Speed Payback, My Friend Pedro, A Plague's Tale, The Quarry, RDR, Remote Package Installer, Saints Row, Hellblade, Shadow Warrior, Sifu, PlayStation Store, Stranded Deep, Stray, which is another great game, PS4 Temperature, Last of Us, Unravel, What's New, Web Browser, and then PS4 Explorer, a couple of options there. YouTube, and that's going to do it. Just jumping back, I am totally digging this web browser icon. So it says the USB storage device cannot be used. So awesome, exploited in 4 seconds. So definitely check that out if you want to replace some of your game and your system icons to ones that they created. And again, you can grab the link here, or I will include just a direct link in case you want to go directly to that. Next up, we have a tweet here from Games and Consoles. And when I took a look at this, I noticed that this was for Kodi Media Center. So Kodi is on a number of other platforms. Totally cool. I really have enjoyed playing with that or using that in previous consoles. But it says here there is a test on the PS4 9.00. So it looks like this is going to be either some sort of brand new port for the PlayStation 4, or it may be something that is maybe running inside of Linux, which the more that I look at it, the more I'm thinking that this is some sort of Linux variant, especially since it says Linux right down here at the bottom. But anyway, there's a couple of pretty cool screenshots here. So obviously, you know, with Kodi, you can select your different platforms. So there's like Commodore, you can get into the Genesis, and a few more things. Something kind of cool to keep a look at, and especially if you love Kodi, I know that has its own kind of fan base to it, so definitely worth checking out. Then we got this kind of cryptic tweet over here from PlayStation Japan, which was for the PlayStation VR 2. Now, we have already seen this image, but again, this came out today, actually just a very short while ago, and it has just PlayStation VR 2. Now, we've seen this image before, but apparently they wanted to retweet it or tweet it out today, and so as you can see, the number is absolutely climbing. I guess the big thing that we did see inside of this was that it does have 2023 as the release date, which if you follow any of the leaks, that information has also been known for quite some time. So maybe this was more of an announcement. I'm not exactly sure. And then there is this tweet that I had to include from Adam, which basically says that there is a bug with the Xbox Game Pass that allows you to launch a game with an expired license. So let me go ahead and move this into full screen. And what you are about to see here is basically there is a game that he does not have the license for, but by constantly mashing the buttons to run the game, it actually starts up. So let's go ahead and let's take a look here. So at this point, is hit this game. It says, do you own this game or app? If you have a game disc, insert it now. If you bought it online, make sure you're signed in. So at this point, the DRM tried to validate, and it told him, hey, you need to either go ahead and sign back in again or insert the game disc. And so what he did instead was constantly mash the button to open the software, and it eventually let him in. So I did turn off the audio here, but you'll see he's basically button mashing here. And then finally, the DRM just gives up and says, okay, all right, well, here you go. You can play the game. We're done here. That's all. We're good. We're good. Okay, so that's going to do it for me for this one. Don't forget, folks, give this video a like. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I have lots of other types of content and other things that I'm going to be bringing to this channel. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So thanks for watching. And again, leave a comment, leave me a like, and subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. All right. Thanks so very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Michael out.